Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video, I am much excited to check out the new Dehancer 7.1 beta version for Davinci Resolve, which includes a new feature called Overscan. So without wasting further time, let's jump right into the video. After importing the clip to your timeline, you can either head over to Fusion or Color tab. And for your information, this plugin also works in this Fusion tab. But according to some of the Dehancer blog page sources, your work may crash after you make adjustments, and when you head over to the edit section, there might have a chance that your Dehancer or the Davinci Resolve may crash. It's only a possibility, so without taking a risk on your hard work, it's always recommended to use the color section for your Dehancer plugin. Just make a serial note, add your effect Dehancer to the node, and if your footage is already pre-processed, just leave it the input section as it is. Or as per this one, this is a log footage, so just go to choose camera, choose your preferred brand, the device, and the format in which you recorded your footage. And that's all about the input section. And if you still need adjustments after choosing your camera and film format, everything, you can use this slider to make your tweaks and get the desired results. And if your footage is having some chromatic aberration after you add all these things, then you can enable the defringe enabled option, and you can use this defringe and defringe radius sliders to adjust or remove the chromatic aberration in your footage. So this is a clear footage, so I'm just disabling this option. And let's come to the film develop option. And from the film develop option, you can control the contrast, boost, gamma correction, color separation, and the saturation slider. Let's make some adjustments in this one too. But if your footage is already pre-processed, if you want, you can skip these options for making your work faster. Next comes the film section, which is an important and main function of this Dehancer plugin. As it is an outdoor shoot and you are getting pretty much lights from all around the place, you can use either the Kodak Ektachrome E100 or the Fujicolor Superior 200, or my favorite and the one I'm going to use now, the Kodak Gold 200, which gives kind of warm effect and it also suits kind of the environment, so it would be like better. So if you want, you can still make some adjustments in this section for getting a much more better result. Next comes the film compression section, so I'm not going to waste your time, and let's make all the basic adjustments and discuss the one where it needs to be like focused more. So for this one, I'm going to choose the Kodak 2383 print profile, which matches the environment, the lighting, and gives a better result. If you want further adjustments, you can always tweak the settings to get a more better result. So next comes the color head option, which I have already discussed in a detailed way in my previous video, so don't forget to check that also, which you can get all this option in a detailed way. And for the film grain, I'm going to use the 35mm 250 ISO. I think it comes by default, and you can tweak the grain amount, which I'm going to give 52, which will match the footage for sure. And next comes the halation effect, which you are getting pretty much many pre-built presets, and if you still want adjustments, you can go with the custom settings, in which you can tweak the settings by your own and get the desired results. And for the better result, you can always use this mask option, so that you can get a better preview of where your effect is applied and not applied. So the black area shows where your effect is not applied, and this highlighted orange area shows where your effect is applied, which you can use to get a better preview and a better result of the halation and as well as the bloom effect. For this video, I'm just going to skip this bloom effect, as halation is already there and it's more than enough. So let's jump to the film damage section. Film damage, as it says, it's the film damage, so I'm going to choose one of the pre-built presets available within the film damage section. I think 16mm will be great for this one. I'll just increase the total amount by a little bit. Just don't forget to toggle this enable option. So after the film damage, next comes the film breath. So film breath is kind of an increase and decrease, accidental increase and decrease in this exposure, which kind of gives a special effect to your video. And you're already given four film sizes starting from 8 to 65. If you still want some adjustments, you can always go with this custom option, but for this one I'm going to go with the 16mm, which will be enough for this one. And next comes the gate wave. So gate wave is the kind of swing effect you get on your video, so I'll just show it to you. I'll just go with this 8mm, and you can see some of the vibrations, so the swing effect you are getting here. If you notice, you can see it. I'm just going to give the 35mm, I think it will be better. The slide swing, which will be perfectly matched with the video. So these all are just the basic settings. The main one is at the last, the overscan, and yeah, it's already the next one. Now the last is already the next one. So we are on our main effect and the main highlight of this beta update, the overscan. In this overscan, you will get the film overlay effect starting from the 8mm to the ultra panavision 65mm film. You are getting pretty much lot of options from this. The 8mm, 16mm, super 16mm, ultra 16, super 35mm, widescreen 35, ultra panavision 65. And in each of these you can tweak your settings as per your need. So for this one I'm going to choose the widescreen 35mm, which will match it perfectly. Next, you getting the gate shape. What kind of shape you want in this area? If you want it a neat normal, or if you want it a sharp edge, or a neat rounded, or you can just turn it off to fill this entire section. And with the off actually kind of looking odd, so we'll just change it to neat normal, which is kind of perfect and looking good. And in the perforation mode, you getting the negative, which this inside of this film edge you are getting the black color, and you can go with positive, the white one, or you can just turn it off and this edge will just disappear. I'll just go with the negative as it matches, and you can adjust with the exposure in the edges of this film. I'll just go with the minus 0.2, that's enough. You can adjust the scale of the film overlay you want, and if you want you can keyframe the scale option and give a little bit of transition to your footage that coming from the normal to the film overlay. If you want you can give it. And next comes the gate defocus. This option actually makes the edges of the inside of the film a bit of blurry or just defocused or whatever you can say. I'm just going to keep it at 100%. And let's imagine if you're going to choose the super 8mm, which only has this film overlay kind of thing, and you can flip this axis from left to right using this flip toggle button, and still all other options are still there. You can stick with these settings and use it as you want. I'm just going back to the widescreen 35mm, just change it back to negative. So after coming to the vignette option, just enable this toggle button and reduce the feather to 0, so that you can have a lot more control over this vignette effect and make all your basic adjustments you want. First of all, make all your adjustments you want, and at the last only increase the feather. And this is all I want, and let's increase the feather now. Let's increase it to 42. Okay, that's better. Now it's looking better. So if you want you can save this or export this LUT you just created, or just leave it as it is. The total impact, the master slider for all this Dehancer effect you are getting in the output section, which is a master slider, all of your effects. If you want you can keyframe it and make it as a transition if you want. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. So after installing the Dehancer, when you're opening the Dehancer plugin for the first time, just apply the effect, go to check profiles and check whether if it is activated or not. If it is not, just close it and go to the license info. After go to the license info, you will get a activate plugin option right here, or maybe here, I just don't remember it. Just click the activate button, give your registered email address, and just copy the license ID from this website to the app and just click activate. That's all the plugin, and your plugin is activated. And after activating your plugin, you can go back to check profiles. I think you'll get an update option or something here, which you can use to download all your film profiles, this camera option, print media, etc. Just click OK and you're done. If you want, you can change the quality to normal or high according to your hardware you have. If you have pretty much good hardware, you can always go with these high settings, as the Dehancer is not that much powerful, so a decent hardware is enough to handle this Dehancer plugin. So I think our edit is completely perfectly done. Let's check the preview. So that is already looking much better. I can clearly see this halation effect is making a huge impact on this one, and this noise all making it pretty much super. Our preview is also looking good. And one more thing I missed, if you are like totally blank about these nodes and node trees or anything like where to add which node, so the Dehancer is providing a basic node tree to follow if you don't know nothing about these nodes and node trees, in which the noise reduction comes fast, white balance, contrast, and if you want any masking over any particular place for adjusting the exposure or saturation or anything, just apply it. And if you want, you can add some color space transformation. And next, at the last, before this sharpen kind of category effects, before that you can add this Dehancer effect, which will give you a perfect result. And it is not always necessary to follow the same node tree. If you want, you can make your own adjustment, tweak your own settings, just follow the categories which you need to add before and after Dehancer, and you will be good to go. And I think that's pretty much it. I'll just show you the result in a separate window. And if you like the plugin, you can get this plugin from the Dehancer.com website. You can get this for the video editing as well as the photo, and for various editing softwares like Davinci Resolve, Adobe After Effects, and even the Final Cut Pro. And for the photo section, you are given this plugin for Photoshop, Lightroom, the C1 APH, and also the Davinci Resolve. So in this video, I used the Davinci Resolve OFX plugin, the beta version, the 7.1. And while purchasing the plugin, you can use the code PiXelateD to get a flat 10% off on your purchase. Thank you for watching, and if you find it useful, please make sure to like the video and comment down below if you have any questions or suggestions. And if you want a separate video on any subjects regarding the Dehancer, Davinci, Photoshop, Blender or anything, please do let me know it in the comments. And if you don't like the video, please comment down below what I missed or why you didn't like it. And when purchasing the Dehancer plugin, don't forget to apply the promo code PiXelateCreations, in which you will get flat 10% off. And once again, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Until then, have a creative day.